Hi, I've made like 3 or 4 videos since my last video that I posted, and I haven't uploaded them for some reason. I'm not sure why I keep doing it, but hopefully I will upload this video. A lot of things happened since last time. I guess the last time I uploaded was this summer. Oh, and I'm showing my face today for the first time, and I have Jonna with me. I actually restrung the top of her body, this part, and her arms, but I don't know if the arms, if you can see any difference. I also tried to hot glue Sweding her, and I only did it on one arm because I failed so miserably. The great thing is that her head isn't as wobbly anymore now that this part is tighter. The Eiffel House girls, or well, dolls in general, have such weird stringing. There's like this one going here and then one there and then separate ones for the legs. But yeah, I have never, well, I received my SD girl unstrung, so I had to restring her, but I failed at that, which is maybe why I didn't bond with her that well. But this actually worked out pretty good. Now she's wearing other clothes than she was earlier, so it feels like a brand new doll, which is exciting. But yeah, I have a bunch of updates. So about my SD doll, my LLT Adria head on a Zoom Super Jam body, I think, is sold finally, and will go to her new home in the end of this month, I think, or the beginning of January, we'll see. But yeah, she's all packed up and ready to go, and she's on layaway, and it's so exciting that she will get a home that actually appreciates her, because I wasn't good enough at doing that, sadly. And I got some new doll props. I got this violin with a case, which is so exciting. It's so pretty, and this is really exciting because I've had this image in my head for a really long time of Jonna here and Elsa, who's actually up there, and at some point they will, together with this other doll Risten, who's in a box over there, they will go hiding in a cabin that Elsa owns, and at some point Jonna and Elsa, I have this image of them sitting on the porch of that cabin and playing the violin and singing this song that I found on YouTube, which is really pretty. I think it's a folk song about fairies, and I was like, this is so perfect. I will link it down below, even though you won't understand it unless you're Swedish, but it's really pretty. Anyway, I had this image of them doing it, and I've had it for over a year, probably a year and a half, and it's been such like a powerful thing, and a powerful image that I've had, and now that I got this violin, I could finally fulfill that image by taking some pictures, and I will bring them into the forest when summer comes and take new pictures that are more accurate to the settings and stuff. But there was something special about doing it, and I feel like that brought me closer to the characters again, because I've been kind of off with the story. I haven't known what to do with them. But yeah, so that's great. And I also have 2 more things, 3 more things going on. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, I received my doll in mind heads, first of all, Annabeth and Larina, and I also bought a Narae for, I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, and they are off getting their face-ups right now, which is exciting. And once they come home, I will decide who stays and who doesn't stay, and so on. But the face-ups actually made me fall in love with the Larina head again, which I've been in love with for years and years and years. And then I got her, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this doesn't fit to my story. But now that I saw her with her face-up, I am so in love with her, and I want her to have a body. So we'll see about the other ones, but she's probably gonna stay, which is super exciting. I'm really happy about that. So yes, great thing going on. Face ups. All dolls should have face ups. I wish I could do them myself. I want to practice, but I don't know. I think I'm just too scared of failing. Anyway, second thing going on. I ordered a Benetia doll in mind head on a body, which might have been a mistake. I'm really excited about the head. I have a story going on. I a year ago or so, I had another YouTube channel. I don't think anyone followed that. But I talked about this vampire story on there, which I still have in mind, but that was with SD-sized dolls. And then I found Benetia, and I was like, oh, I could like resize the story to fit MSDs instead. Because I decided I didn't like SD dolls, blah blah blah. Let's do that. So I bought her because, you know, they're going out of stock. I was in Russia buying her. I live in Sweden. I was in Russia on a trip, and I bought her at my hotel, which was stupid. She comes with a really big busted body, and I'm thinking that body might fit for one of my floating heads, so that might be good. But she looks like a child, and I think that's kind of weird that she comes with that body, because she looks like a child. Her head looks like a child, but she comes in this body which is like really mature, and it's just weird, and I want her to be young. So to solve that issue, thing number 3 happened. I bought another doll. I don't know what I'm doing. I bought a Dollstown. I can't keep track of sculpts anymore. Before I always knew like what sculpts my dolls were, but now I'm like, what have I bought? Dollstown Elysia or something like that. I'm so set on her character that I kind of didn't memorize the name. Yeah, so I got the Dollstown girl, who's an MSD, on the 7-year-old body, because I've seen some hybrids of doll in mind heads on bodies, the Dollstown bodies, and I have no idea if that will be an okay hybrid, if it's gonna fit. But I wanted to try, and if it does, I'm thinking the head that comes with the body and the Benetia head can maybe like share a body or something, because they're in different storylines, so they won't have to meet each other and so on. But I'm really happy about this, because what happened when I found this doll, which I also bought on impulse, I'm so good at this, was that a lot of thoughts and ideas I've had about like different storylines kind of like came together, and I want to show that. So if you live in Europe, you might know about a store called Tiger or Flying Tiger, and they sell a bunch of really cheap things. So I got these like tiny gift box, and I put some like dark paint on them to make them look a bit older, and I made a gift package for my incoming girl, who is going to be called Alice Simon. I'm not sure if I'm just going to call her Alice or just Simon. We'll see that later. But anyway, here are the things in the package, and there's this little note from an unknown person, and there is this little jar of glitter, these crystals, and this little bag with dice in them, and this box of cards. So let me explain. When I decided to trade my Lily Cat girl for my SD girl, who are both not mine anymore, obviously, I started like thinking about storylines for the SD girl, and I was like, she can be a witch. So I ended up making these cards for her. Let me show you. I don't know if I showed them before. If you follow my Instagram, you've probably seen them. And I'm really proud of how these turned out, because they look pretty cool. But then she never became a witch. so they were just lying around, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do with them? And also my doll in mind floating heads, the Annabeth and the Larina, they had the storyline revolving around dice. So the idea was that Larina, the younger sister, got a hold of these dice in some way, and with them you could predict, or you could decide the future pretty much. You became like a master of fate kind of thing. So she rolled them, and then eventually she did something bad, and their parents died, and Annabeth blamed her for it. And I still like that storyline, and I'm gonna keep that concept, but probably not with those dolls. Because those heads, or we'll see, but I will rework some things. So this new girl, Alice Simon, she will get the dice, and there are 5 white ones and then a red one, and the red one is death, and the other ones are like general faith. So I made this little bag, which I'm really proud of. And then there's the jar, which it contains the universe. And then there are, where did I put the crystals? Here they are. The crystals help you manipulate and travel in the universe. So they're all tools that can be used together. The cards help you predict things and decide what to do. And then you roll the dice, and then you can actually go into these alternative universes you might create, and the past and so forth, with this jar and the crystals. So what I'm thinking is that the doll in mind heads, or well, I might need to explain a bit more. The thing is that this character, Alice Simon, she has received these items. She goes to a boarding school, and she doesn't know her family, or like anything, and she receives these items, and she is the master of faith, or the goddess of faith, whatever you would like to call it, which is pretty much God itself. So the idea is that the world is created by the goddess of faith, and the title is passed down to a person of choice. So I don't know how to explain this, but let's say I'm the goddess of faith, and I have the power to make sure the next goddess of faith is given birth to. So I make sure that happens, and then I take the goddess of faith, the new one, who's gonna grow up, and then eventually I'll hand over the items. I take that person away from their biological family, which is not their spiritual family or whatever. It's like Jesus, I would say, and I put them in a boarding school where they grew up, like not having a family like that, because the idea is that once upon a time there was a goddess of faith, who, and I've taken this from the previous story with the floating heads, who messed up the family relations so bad because she couldn't deal with the items that she received, that she killed her own family. So like that gets problematic. So because of that, it's like better if the person who is going to receive these items is very independent. So when she turns, the year that she's 12, she gets these for Christmas. So she's soon gonna turn 13. And then she goes on adventures. And I kind of want to find her a companion of some sort. And I'm thinking that might be one of the floating heads. I don't know. We will see. We will see. Oh, I have so many ideas and so much going on. But yeah, thank you for listening and watching. I'm sorry I haven't updated in such a long time. I do watch everyone's videos though. We'll see you next time. Bye!